colder weather has blown into Maryland. Outside right now, it is mostly sunny and windy. The First Alert Weather Team is tracking several chances for active weather before the weekend. First Alert meteorologist Rochelle J. in our new studio with a look at what's coming tonight. Rochelle?
Denise, we've got a little bit of some weather that's on the way for tonight, but right now things are beautiful. We're back in our blue mode, out of alert mode. Let's go ahead and open up our back window and take a live look over Baltimore right now from our WJZ Harbor camera. You can see some of those blue skies breaking through right now, a far cry from what we had at this time yesterday when we had a lot of cloud cover and even still some of those snow showers out there right now. So a beautiful shot across the city right now. We're continuing with the melting of whatever is left across the state right now. So let's go ahead, bring in our maps and take a look at some of our temperatures. This blue color indicates that we're still sitting in the 30s across much of the area. Right now I'm standing over southeastern Baltimore, and as you look over toward my right, that's the Chesapeake Bay right there. And then here's the city of Baltimore just to my right. Anne Arundel County to the south, also in the 30s with those blue colors across the board, and of course Baltimore County just behind me as well. So we do have, again, temperatures right now that are in the 30s. It's not as warm as yesterday was, so just a heads up on that for today. So let's go ahead and take a look at that forecast right now. Quick check on First Alert radar is indicating that we do have few clouds out there, but for the most part, it's a quiet start to the second half of the day across the area. Now, as I mentioned, eventually we will see more in the way of a little bit of rain, maybe a few snow showers for tonight, but I wouldn't be overly concerned if you've got dinner plans. If you need to head out early tomorrow morning, I wouldn't cancel or alter those plans. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a closer look at what we can expect for tonight and looking ahead to maybe a slightly bigger system a little later in the week. That'll be coming up in the full First Alert update.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a live look out at the WJZ Outback. If the camera was able to tilt down, I think you'd see that most of that snow from yesterday is gone, but it's chilly out there and you can see the wind is blowing, Rochelle.
Yeah, that's one of the stories for the daytime today is going to be the wind. Temperatures are also a bit on the cooler side, so let's actually start with our temperatures across the area right now. Many of us are sitting in the low to mid 30s. Our friends in Randallstown, 31 degrees there, 31 also in Cockeysville. When we look towards downtown Baltimore, also in the low 30s, 32 degrees right now for our friends in White Marsh. We're in the 20s for Bel Air. When we look up towards Havre de Grace, also in the upper 20s right now. So many of us are still sitting right below freezing in the upper 20s to low 30s. So not quite as much melting happening out there right now. So let's go ahead and switch things over to the current winds across the airport, anywhere between about 10 and 20 miles an hour. 13 right now for the wind speed at BWI Marshall. When we're looking towards areas like White Marsh, closer to 20 miles an hour. Looking down towards Severna Park, those winds closer to 13 as well. So we've got a slight breeziness out there. Those wind gusts are a bit on the higher side depending on when those gusts will be coming through. So just a heads up on that we do have some gustiness that will be around for today as well. So let's get a little bit more into that forecast. A look at First Alert radar right now. You can see things are pretty quiet across our area. Change from yesterday when we still had a couple of those leftover snow showers across the board as we were going into the second half of your Monday. But overall, it's been a quieter day, but it doesn't necessarily stay that way. We will eventually see more clouds filling in for this afternoon, but it does look like, according to this output of Futurecast, that we will actually be staying dry until after dark. A few rain or snow showers are possible tonight going into Wednesday morning, but you're seeing just how spotty they are around 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just a heads up. That's why I was saying don't cancel your plans for tonight or tomorrow because of this chance for a couple of sprinkles, a couple of snowflakes. Here we are at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You do see, again, very scattered, more clouds than anything else. And there's that rain chance, maybe a couple of showers possible during the day tomorrow. So just a heads up on that. Here's another look at those winds over the next few hours. You see those wind gusts 20 to maybe 25 miles an hour through this afternoon into this evening. So maybe not as strong as yesterday's winds were, but we do still keep some of it around. Let's get into your neighborhood forecast. forecast across Baltimore City on this Tuesday. We've got high temperatures today in the mid to upper 30s. So we're running more than 10 degrees below normal, and you want to knock 10 degrees off of that for what it'll actually feel like as you're stepping out for lunch or once the workday has wrapped up. So for tonight, a few spotty flurries, maybe a couple of sprinkles, but overall generally quiet down into the upper 20s. Here's a check on that 7-day forecast, everybody. We keep a little wind for the day tomorrow. A couple of sprinkles here and there are possible. We could get more of that sunshine to break through as well. Temperatures tomorrow getting into the low 50s, so we'll actually be above normal for this time of year. By Thursday, we're still keeping an eye on a chance for some showers, some widespread rain, but it's not looking super impressive. Steve and I were looking at it this morning. May have to drop that possible alert day, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll have another look at that full forecast with the 7-day in just a few minutes.
All right, welcome back. Here we are together again in the new space, in the new studio.
In our shiny new studio.
Yeah, looking at 7 days, which has some weather we need to pay attention to.
Yeah, so tonight, not a big issue. A few sprinkles, couple of snowflakes. Tomorrow, maybe a couple of areas of rain. Overall, not too bad. By Thursday, that's the day that's kind of in question. Are we going to get a lot of rain, or is that system going to continue to shift down to the south, and maybe southern Maryland, central Maryland gets a little bit of those showers? Still tagged as a possible alert day, but we're kind of leaning towards dropping that. And then the rest of the 7-day forecast, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll just stop it there. Looking really nice Saturday, could flirt with 60 degrees.
Whoa!
60, yep.
That's a wonderful thing to hear.